actually, I went through there. I closed all the thralls that he had in there. I moved some of them that were like in inaccessible areas that no one would. They would never respond to an attack because they were like so far removed from like a threat.
Right.
Like on top of the ancient towers, like yeah, they're not going to fire on anyone with a bow. They're just going to sit there. So I moved those guys off, put them down the below, dressed them, gave people like arrows and bows and stuff, weapons and everything, and
made them presentable.
Yeah, and I also put some more animals out. I put more crocodiles out because.
Did you do the dragon ones?
The dragons? No, I just did crocs. Croc pets, actually.
Yeah, no, the croc pet. Yeah, with the new DLC.
I did some of those.
I wish they were. I wish that the greater croc would be red, because if it was red, it looked like the damn Mushu thing from Mulan. Because it does. If you look at it, seriously look at it, it has that same kind of the features of the Chinese dragon.
Yeah, I mean, Zod, who was playing this, was kind of like playing the game and not the character. He originally came in as kind of like a primitive that could barely speak or anything like that, and then all of a sudden, like he's started wearing like the Silent Legion stuff, and then he's like learn this. Oh wait, I have this recipe to make Katani stuff. Yeah, my character naturally will start being Katani and dressing in Katani stuff.
The thing about his character was his mother was Safari, but his father was a Katani.
So that makes absolutely no sense. Those regions are completely opposite. I mean, that is like saying, back in medieval times, my mom was from Africa and my dad was from China.
Yeah.
It's people just don't understand like the relationship of the continent and how big it is, and that people did not travel over a large area. Like we had to shut down that one guy recently who was saying like he wanted to come in the lands without a bracelet on.
Yeah, and he was a Pict that walked to the exiled lands.
Right, and it's like you just don't understand. Like you basically are saying that I am someone from like the British Isles who walked over to northeastern Russia above China. Just wandered by, no problem at all.
That's ridiculous.
It's the scope of the land that people just don't understand. That people just don't. Jafari are not going to go wander over to Catan and all of a sudden mate with Katani,
Darmok, what did you add in that you wanted me to check out?
Let's look for the Harbinger set.
Harbingers of the end times.
That was a set of clothing in the online Star Wars game, wasn't it?
I don't know, probably.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it was like one of the early nice ones you could get. I think it was Harbinger. Oh yeah, Harbinger. That's what it was. Yeah. Never mind, my bad. It's been a minute. I just saw a horse fall from the sky. That's nice.
What?
I'm in Atlas, and I just fell off. The horse just fell off a mountain. It is apparently not part goat.
Or maybe it is, and it got abducted, like the goats do.
Maybe it was raised by goats. It's a horse.
So Nick being on his
Yeah, you gotta make a sentence out of that?
I'm trying to think what it's not a clan, it's what is it called on here? Company. Being in the company,
yeah.
He'll be able to spawn on the bed wherever it's at, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
And then the only thing is, like, if we join another company, until he spawns, we'll lose control of the boat.
Gotcha.
Until he's on. So it's like, so we can't I'll be able to join the company fully until, you know, that's done. That way we can keep our little boat, because they're doing that big boat, but we're always gonna need what is it, the schooner, the middle boat, as a secondary, because if something happens to the big boat, that way there's at least a base of operations to rebuild from. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So like that'll be our next project once we can find a nice place, is to get a medium dock and build a schooner, because I think that has 2 floors, so we can put some basic stuff on it.
Okay.
And but like you've seen with now that we've got metal tools, like seriously, like we're getting the stuff we need. It's not gonna be much of an issue.
Gotcha.
All right, Darmok. It looks awesome, but the cape's broken.
What do you mean?
The bottom of the cape stays. Basically, the only part of the cape that works is the right shoulder. Like the bottom part of it stays still, and everything else up top, other than the right shoulder, just kind of does whatever.
Interesting.
Like if you crouch, it's just like flat at the bottom, doesn't move, and the left shoulder just goes into like a point.
Ah, okay. That's
Take a screenshot.
Ooh, and I think it's actually, was it like that before? Let me look.
Oh, and sorry, I know this isn't Conan or anything, but Ryan, the scissors also double as shears apparently.
Okay.
So if like the sheep and things like that, you can do it without killing them.
Nice.
So, and that'll be straight leather, no worry about anything else extra.
Good.
Or not leather, but wool, but which still counts as hide.
Yeah.
I would see wool and fur is slightly different for like the cold weather stuff, but they don't see that, so whatever. That's
They
all.
might separate it later.
Well, there are some things that are specific apparently, but like if you're trying to tame a bear, apparently you have to get the bear knocked out or whatever, and then use honey to feed it.
Yeah.
But you have to actually use honey. You can't use any kind of sweet syrup like sugar or whatever, because there's multiple kinds of syrups in the game. It actually has to be honey, apparently. So there are some things that are very specific. So I'm assuming that's going to come across. But like for cold weather stuff, you have to use organic paste. Take that how you will.
Organic paste.
That's all they tell me. I don't ask past that. I don't think I want to know past that.
That could be, yeah. That could be a few things.
Yeah.
That's like
Oh, it's organic paste day. Yum.
that's like the Darketo offering thing, slivers of the unfulfilled or whatever, which is just basically a jar of cum.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Which is funny is that if you actually have sextiles and you have the sliver, you can drink it and it will cover you with cum. You get the cum war paint all over you if you drink it.
It's war paint. What does it offer you?
I
must. What is it? Embarrassment?
God, I have Darmok if I need embarrassment.
Enemy needs 15 kills to win.
So.
That's it.
I
must redeem.
Yeah, I think Atlas has a lot of potential to be good.
Honestly, especially I see a few things that if the game goes well, that they'll do.
Yeah.
And one of the main things that I see that I think they'll do is I think they will bring some degree of races into the game, because already when making the ships, they're very fancy. You know, the wood scrawling on the sides and things like that. You know, like the actual design of the ship itself. Even the small ships, they have that master woodworking feel to them.
I agree.
I'm let down that they talked all this shit and hyped up how great it was going to be at launch, and it was going to be better than Ark at launch, and the game looks like shit.
I've had fun with it.
You might have fun, but the game is shit. I mean,
if you compare like quote gameplay footage they were showing us before release, what it actually looks like, it's fucking bullshit.
Well, yeah. That's any game. I've never seen a game that...
No, that's not any game.
Well,
they said, here's the game, this is what you're gonna buy, this is what it looks like at launch, and it fucking looks horrible.
Yeah.
No.
I've seen a video of like someone comparing the expectation to reality and stuff, and it was pretty freaking hilarious.
Like, I don't mind, you know, alpha games that they launch with, you know, like Conan, like, hey, it's not the end game. You're basically stress testing for us and giving us opinions. That's cool, but these guys like were falsely showing stuff and promising stuff that's not.
See, I never took it that way. I always looked at it and read stuff about it, but you know, the couple weeks leading up to this, I was like, I saw that stuff as footage from like a small section where they had all the power to make it look exactly what they did. Basically, like if you know Chronicles of Valeria, they got some small areas that are fully done, so they can show that footage of what it looks like fully done, but the rest of the map is not. You know, so that's sort of where I'm thinking is they had like a little small, because you know each grid coordinate is its own server. They had like its own little server off to the side that's being. You're what about that?
Curious, because I want to know like if that is for sure the way things are.
Well, each grid coordinate, I'm not sure if it's its own server or if it's an instance. I think it's more like an instance.
They're clusters.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of, it's a little different, but I do like it because even the transition between the two is actually really seamless. There's a jump on there for a split second, and that's it. At least on my machine. So, I mean, they did well with that part, I think, because that kind of size of a map, and especially the amount of building going on at one time and all that, it would have bogged everybody down.
That just shows it.
Huh?
That just shows that they are clustered. You're not getting one dedicated server per server. You're getting multiple instances on one server in a cluster. You might transition out of one to another. Might have the issues. They could also preload. As you get closer and closer to one instance to another, a lot of video games will start preloading you into the other server instance. So,
yeah, and I think that's why it's so smooth, is because they do that. Because like once you pass the little blue barrier for each grid coordinate, as soon as you pass by, your game will sort of just flicker, and you're in the next area.
Yeah, you're probably being preloaded as you get closer. It's a proximity thing.
Yeah, I tried finding a corner so I could go caddy corner, but I haven't been able to pull that off yet.
You just want to try everything you're not supposed to do.
Shut up.
I'm a very visual person, and I just get upset when you get a new game and it looks like a game from 10 years ago.
Well, the fact that they told me this game wasn't ready for 2 years, I have my expectations low.
Well, I think the models still, because if they're using Ark as the basis for models, look like absolute shit. And then the fact that you, oh sorry,
I'd have that same expectation too if they didn't show on live streams it looking so much different.
Oh yeah, like I said, that's why I'm pretty sure they had something separate that those guys were using. I'm almost scared. You know, I'm guaranteed there's something different they were doing.
Yeah, but don't show everybody this polished great city and then release shit.
Oh, almost every game does something along those lines. So I've gotten used to those releases.
Some are worse than others, though, and that was.
Oh, sure, yeah, sure. No, I got you. I know what you're saying, but that's
the
why
ones that do that as well don't talk shit about this game is going to be better than Ark at launch. It's going to run better.
Well, it's already better than Ark at launch for one simple reason. You don't have to, you know, sit there and feed 1,000 berries to a freaking bird in the beginning of the game just to have extra storage. I hated the way Ark did their taming thing, and it's similar on this, I'm guessing, but I hated it.
I never played Ark because I refused to give them money because they were charging for expansions before their game released.
Yep.
Yeah, see, I got it way earlier than that, before any of that was going on.
Right, DLC before early access is over means that they
you can't charge for expansions when your game hasn't released.
pretty much.
Yeah. Well, the only thing about this game that scares me, because it's doing something that Conan did, and that's what scares me. Alright? I mean, you might not understand why it scares me, but I'll explain it. If you go into your stats in this game, if you go to intelligence, if you hover over it says one's capability to craft items quickly with additional stat bonuses, reduced cooldown on feats, and utilization of magic skills. They're talking about magic already. And I'm wondering if it's going to be 2 years after launch before magic gets in the game.
I probably will be.
I don't like how they're pulling in all the Ark taming shit. It's a pirate game. People shouldn't be riding around on fucking dragons.
Well, as long as like the dragon thing is a very limited thing, I honestly won't care. Because
like, if they want to do riding mounts, it should be, you know, like horses and other
they have
type
all
of
that.
like,
Yeah, they have all that.
Not flying mounts.
Well, I mean, like I said, it's a pirate fantasy game. It's high seas, high fantasy, essentially. You know.
Yeah, it's two worlds that shouldn't really mix. You want to do high fantasy, you do it with like pirate magic, not fucking flying, fire-breathing dragons.
People already trying to do the Pirates of the Caribbean thing.
What's pirate magic? That's some form of drinking, I think, right?
I think it's Johnny Depp. That's pirate magic.
Yeah, like your normal curses, your fucking mermaids.
No, I know. I was just being funny. I'm thinking pirate magic. I'm just thinking some drunk pirate trying to cast some voodoo on somebody, just staggering around.
It's like some basement distilled rum.
Hey, you leave rum out of this. Rum never did anything to you.
I have a question.
Yes.
The Purge Falls can't climb, can they, at this moment?
I don't think so.
They cannot. They do if your area is too big, which you're not going to have that problem. They will spawn inside your base, but no, they cannot climb.
Yeah,
So
they had said from the beginning that you will not be able to make a purge-proof base. So, like, if you built in the sky, like, skeletons would come from the floor.
Right.
Yes, Ashley? Dragon book? You want to read it?
I've made some measurements to kind of protect myself against offline purges. You
Thank
don't all my black eyes doing so, but that's fine. I can get more black eyes later.
Now, and the one thing that's really annoying me about the game right now for an Atlas is every day they're changing the points on how much something costs, based which I like it because they're trying to narrow, but it's every day they're changing point costs up for like your skill points.
Yeah.
And like I'm trying to write down, you know, what I need to do this, so if I have to remake a character, I know what I need to do. You know?
Well, I think the game should be focused more on the ship stuff and less on the survival stuff.
See, honestly, just because being stranded on a desert island is a very pirate thing, I don't mind the survival stuff because of that aspect. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't mind the survival aspect, but if the focus is just
oh, sorry, go ahead. My bad.
If the focus is too much on survival and the grind when it comes to survival, then you break away from the idea that this is supposed to be kind of like a pirate game. And so they got to find that balance between the interactivity and the fun of a ship with the need to build and survive and all that stuff.
Well, yeah, well, like I don't mind the survival aspect if they did one thing. Crafting a thatch house is insane, especially when all you've got is your hands and a few stone tools.
Right.
It is if they calm down the thatch cost for the thatch houses, just knock those all down a little bit. I would be a lot happier because then you could go ahead and get inside of a building nice and quick. You'd be safe. You know what I mean? That's that where there would make the would knock survivability up. Because there are so many times I couldn't turn the game off because I was so close to having the house done that if I turned it off, I'd have been ganked in my sleep or eaten.
It's pretty brutal.
It was just,
I will give it that.
Yeah, and that's what I like about it. It is brutal. I just don't like people that are abusing the brutality to make themselves feel better. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Welcome to a game that has no moderation.
Oh, it will eventually, but I think they're waiting. Honestly, I think there's people out there that are literally just waiting to see the direction people are going with their complaints before they adjust things. Because if you just change it off based off one idea, then you're going to piss off other people. You got to find that middle.
They're not going to moderate at all servers, and games like that never do. What they are going to do, like any other survival sandbox games, is like, well, you want moderation, join a private server, and they can police themselves.
Well,
any official server is going to just be a clusterfuck.
Well, I think they are going to implement a few ideas to tone the game where a moderator isn't as needed. Like the land claim system, if they tweak that and make it where you can't just claim everything in a 5-mile radius of an island for 20 people. If you make it where they can't have that many claim flags all over the place, and they all claim flags have to at least overlap so much from the primary flag, then those two rules right there would cut down people taking entire islands. And because if you've got 2 or 3 groups of people on an island, that's going to give you trade. That's going to give you PvP. It's going to give you ability to have an alliance to attack other islands depending on what direction you guys go. So those 2 things right there would trim up a lot of the complaints that I've been seeing.
I'll try it again in 6 months.
Oh yeah, no, I got you, man.
It's it's whatever. It's a fun game as it is. I've never played Ark, so I don't have the burnout from Ark.
Yeah, I stopped playing Ark before Conan even came out.
I never even played Ark.
Well, Ark is all about the dinosaur grind. At the end game, there isn't anything else you need to do in Ark once you get end game, and that's differs from Conan. The one thing Conan did, which I am thankful for, is they don't do thrall grind, or you have to constantly train your thralls, whatever. But in Ark, it's all about that. And this game is not going to be about the animal grind and the dinosaur grind or the dragon grind or whatever. It's going to be about ship grinding because you get your ships that are based on skill leveling up, all this kind of stuff. So it really seems like you develop that. I do like the fact that also even props for it is that larger ships can't necessarily be easily solo ran. Especially early on. I mean, later on you can get enough gold and hire crew and all that, but still.
But even then, you have to go to sub menus on your captain's wheel to do every single little thing. So it's still gonna take. If you're in a situation where you need reaction, like you're fighting, you need people.
Yeah, you gotta have a crew.
Right.
You can't solo a galleon.
A sloop you can solo by yourself. That's the biggest ship you can solo, I think. I haven't had a schooner yet, but I think a schooner would be too much.
Well, I mean, as I'm saying, I like that because, the problem with, Ark was that any Yahoo contained, a bazillion dinosaurs and build, a base and all this kind of stuff. But at a core, Atlas is about the ship. And if you want, a cool, galleon, a man of war or something like that,
you better have 10 friends.
Right. You're going to have, lots of friends and a company. And it truly makes, the value of a guild important more than any other survival game I've seen, more than Conan or anything like that, because Conan runs into the same problem where no one wants to fight another person in a siege or anything like that, 99% of the time you're getting offline rated.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that's one thing that in this game, offline rating is a big thing because you're pirates. It makes sense. So that's why I'm hoping that the crew AI is very intelligent when it comes to borders and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a game ender for me if I have a crew AI to guard my ship when I'm at work and I come back my ship's underwater. I'm gonna be, I'm gonna have some issues with people.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna run into. I expect at least one or two things to happen.
You find your clothes?
Huh?
You find your clothes, Ryan?
I did.
They're the cold weather ones, so I figured we've been. Hey, I mean, it's not like you can be a pirate captain or something.
How do I cut my hair?
Use the scissors and right click, I believe. It brings up a menu. Just put them in your tool belt and activate them, and then right click. And it should bring up like a whole sub menu. I did it to myself just to see how they worked.
Oh, I can have dreadlocks? That's the only hairstyle I can have?
No, you cannot. Yeah, for now. Eventually, they're going to have different long and short hairstyles and stuff like that, I'm assuming. And I've got over 1,000 gunpowder made. We don't have access to guns yet, but I want to be ready.
Yeah. That's okay, Arya.
But
we can't cut my beard? Yeah, you can.
Yeah. You can cut the beard?
Yeah.
I didn't see that option. Okay, maybe that might have been one of the updates they did, because the patch just came out.
You. I see, baby. You popped the string. I told you not to mess with that thing. You got to click on it at the top. It'll say head hair and facial hair. Yeah.
Oh, there's a secondary toggle? Okay, I got you.
I just wish you could do more besides just, like, the length. That's annoying.
Well, no, they're going to have different styles that you can cut to. And then it's always going to grow out the same way. But you'll get to change your style every so often as you do that, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Because it makes sense. Not everyone buzzes their hair short in length, so they're going to have whatever style, just longs and shorts of it.
Well, currently I have...
Got some cornrows going?
No. I think I'm going to do mutton chops, maybe. Let's do some chops.
Oh, nice.
A little shorter on the hair.
Well, you don't really have a hat for mutton chops. That hat doesn't work for you need like a captain's hat for mutton chops, I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can deal with that.
Well, when you find a captain's hat, let me know. Then the mutton chops will look great.
I'm sure you probably have to unlock recipes.
The beanie will work with mutton chops.
What's that?
Holy shit! Your hair that you cut off can be used as hide.
Yeah. Where do you find a captain's hat at, Darmok?
I don't know. I don't have one.
Look behind you.
You fucking bitch! Give me a hat. Give me your hat. Come back here. Give me the fucking hat.
So you want this armor or you want that armor? Or two different armors?
I want
Snake behind you.
Where? I want that armor, but I want that hat.
Okay, just the hat. All you need with difference?
Huh?
Just the hat's all you need different?
I'm out of arrows. Yeah. Yeah.
I thought it was Dingo that liked the hats.
Oh god, the snake's about to kick my ass because you're just gonna run around like a jackass.
Oh, that's because I had to go inside so I don't die.
No,
I need a sword. Do we have any metal?
You're supposed to be making the swords. Yeah, you forget about that one? There's Sparky.
There we go. I need hide, fibers, metal, and wood.
Dude, get out here. I don't care if you just punch it. He's just got one hit left on him basically. But he's too close for me. Okay, he got me. Yeah. Cause I'm not dead. I'm just unconscious right now.
Okay.
But when I get up, I'll make you the hat.
Okay.
Yeah. Just guard my body. And there should be some food on the fire, by the way. Yeah, that Topor is some serious shit in this game. I don't remember it being that bad in Ark. Them damn snakes will knock you out if you get too close.
I know, I have a fancy purple hue on my screen right now.
Dude, half my screen is purple right now.
Send help.
Yeah.
So hold on.
Oh, come to my body. Can you pick my body up since I'm unconscious right now?
Perhaps.
Oh no, Rue's about to unleash something on me for saying I don't like tea.
Okay. No, I wasn't saying movie. Yeah, but that works too.
There you go.
Oh, I'm good. Yeah. All right.
So I need wood.
I was dragging sleeping people into the water.
Because you're a good
There's
person.
it's always one. It's always one.
I need some metal. Give me some metal and I'll make a
There's metal on here. It's copper.
What?
It's right next to the scissors.
Oh. I need some fiber.
Is there any timbers searching?
Huh?
I need. Where's the fiber at? Oh, here it is.
Where's the fiber?
Here, 1 second. I'm gonna split the stack. It's in the mortar and pestle on the floor in the corner.
Okay. I'm moving so slow.
And
Too late. And what time is this event?
Do what?
6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Oh, that's in like 20 minutes.
6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is not.
Oh, what time is that then?
Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m.
Oh, I thought you said
That's like
Central.
2 hours and
My
15
bad.
minutes.
Uh-huh.
You said Central Time, my bad. For Central Time, 6 is in like 20 minutes.
I need hide. I'll make me some brass knuckles.
now, just understand the armor I made for you. The hat does have twice the armor value as this hat.
I don't give a shit.
Who
It's about
wants the
cosmetics
nice
for me.
one?
All right, it's in the cabinet there.
All right, I made a brass knuckle.
Oh
And two
god,
swords.
you can have that. You can have the brass knuckle.
Damn right.
All right, if you want to actually do the real weapons, the direction you went actually isn't the right one. I told you to go that way because I thought that was how you did it. That's really not how you do it.
Okay.
If you go into your skills and you go to construction and mechanicalism, or what is mechanicalism? Yeah. Get construction and let's see, where's it at? You have to get metallurgy, and then under metallurgy unlocks the melee weapon tree, the actual tree for various melee weapons. And to get metallurgy, you have to have secrets of building, chemicals and tanning, weaving, basics of building, and handyman. So it's about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 11, 13 to unlock melee weapons. 13 skill points. I've got the armor unlocked right now.
What tree is that?
Yeah.
Under?
Oh, okay. If you go to your skill tree, under
Construction.
survivalism, so under basics, you'll see unlock construction.
Yep.
Once you have that, it opens up the second tree.
Yeah,
Go to
okay.
second tree, and it's the first 4 on the right hand side. The basics of building, weaving, chemicals, handyman,
Mhm.
and then secrets of building, and then metallurgy is on the right hand side.
Mhm.
And then just below metallurgy is melee weaponry. It's the melee weapon is the last thing on the right hand side. Metallurgy is directly above it.
Okay.
And remember, you can follow the lines to find out. Oh, repair fiend. Fiend? What the? Oh, that's weird.
Haha. Well, that's pretty.
What you got?
Look how this blade shimmers in the sun.
Oh, also,
Snack. There's a snake.
Something's coming. Yeah. I heard it. Don't go combat it. Where you at?
Right here, about to combat it. Actually, he's attacking a turtle.
Then go for it. Hit him in the back.
Yeah, bird. Yeah.
Oh, it actually lets me equip the sword as well.
Yeah.
Okay. No, before, like, with the pike, you had to have the pike. Oh, because the pike can be thrown. So you can have one melee and one ranged on. Okay. That's why with the javelin and it was like that.
Yep. Lord,
Oh,
I
no,
gotta
yeah.
fix this stream. It's so bad. Okay. Well, it's almost time for supper.